Man, that is like top tier comedy right there. That is the best shit. You will laugh your ever living ass off if you have a sense of humor. Or you might be offended. Who knows? The whitest kids you know. Do you know the whitest kids you know, Nick?
I do, because I may have seen a movie that they directed. One of them directed.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, you have. Yeah, you're right. You have Barbarian,
Which I didn't know until today, by the way. So that's new news for me. I didn't know he was the guy.
Barbarian was directed by Zach Kreger, who is one of the members of the Whitest Kids You Know. For those of you that don't know the Whitest Kids You Know, they are a comedy skit act, kind of like in the vein of Kids in the Hall and what was the one with Amy Poehler? She was in it. Oh shit, what was that? I can't remember. They're a comedy act skit. Trailer Park Boys. Well, Trailer Park Boys is more of a show.
Yeah, they're in the same vein as those, I think.
Well, they were. I won't say really big. I've really enjoyed their stuff. I strongly suggest going and checking them out. Their Abraham Lincoln skit and the Graper
Yes, I have seen that. Oh,
amazing.
One of the funniest things I've seen in quite a while.
The Abraham Lincoln skit is just chef's kiss. The Graper is pretty great. Pretty much all their stuff is, but those two especially. But check those out. But they have a movie apparently that is in the works. Now, those of you that don't know, that are aware of the Whitest Kids You Know, unfortunately, Trevor Moore, who was kind of the main guy. I don't know if he's the main guy, but he was kind of seen as the head of the group, if you will, to a degree. He tragically passed away in 2021 due to an accident. He fell off of a balcony.
Oh shit!
Why? It was deemed an accident. He fell off of a 2-story balcony and blunt trauma. He hit the ground, and unfortunately, he didn't make it. So, on his press tour, Zach Kreger, who just released Barbarian, which is, my understanding, not a funny movie, but he just released...
It's actually somewhat funny, believe it or not. It has some funny moments.
Oh, okay. Well, I've not seen it yet. Nick has. I am looking forward to seeing it. I've been wanting to see that since I saw the trailer a few months ago, but he was doing the press rounds, and someone asked him about, the Whitest Kids You Know and what are you guys doing and all this. And he says, well, they apparently have a movie, an animated movie that is coming soon called Mars. It was in production before Trevor Moore's death in 2021. And he said in the interview, we had written a movie called Mars, and the plan was always for it to be an animated feature, Kreger said. Before Trevor died, we recorded all of his dialogue, and we crowdfunded the budget for this movie. It's like $300,000, a little more. And we're currently making it. I think we're going to wrap it up in about a month or so, and I think it's great. Without Trevor, as far as like what they're going to do beyond that, though, he says, without Trevor, there is no Whitest Kids You Know. He continued, so this will be our final thing, and I'm really proud of it, and I'm really happy to put it out there. Prior to his death, Trevor Moore said of the film, it's about a couple of billionaires' race to put a city on Mars. That's the kind of line that we like to hit, where it's like, all right, we're not talking about Elon Musk, and we're not talking about Richard Branson, we're not talking about Jeff Bezos, or any of those guys, but we're going to talk about this. What's happening in society right now is like all these rich guys are about to start colonizing the moon because we think that's still going to be an issue in 20 years from now. It's not going to age itself out too quickly. So more or less, this is kind of the Whitest Kids You Know's last ride, if you will. And they are going to have a movie, and Trevor Moore, like they said, has already recorded his line, so he will be a part of it. But if you're a Whitest Kids You Know fan, just know that this is going to be the last thing. We're not going to get anything else from them altogether. I mean, I'm assuming, obviously, they're going to go on and do their own things now. But I do think it's bittersweet that they're a comedy troupe I really enjoyed. But, yeah, instead of replacing him, just moving on and saying, okay, that chapter of our life is done, I appreciate that. I'm cool with that. And it is cool that they get to go out on with this film that Moore had already done all his stuff, so they get to put something out with him for that one last ride for this troupe that's been around for like, man, the early, well, at least 2010s, early 2010s, I think. I don't remember exactly when they got started, but they've been around for a while. at least a decade or more. So it's good that they're going to get to go out on some type of, like, you know, a bang, if you will, assuming the movie's good. What about you, Nick? What do you think of this? Like, I know I probably have a bit more of a connection to the Whitest Kids You Know, because I've been watching them for years and years and years. But what do you think of this? Does this movie sound good? What do you think about them disbanding? Yada yada.
I mean, yeah, in the limited time I've ever spent watching their videos, yeah, I mean, sure, bring it on. You know, I'm always up for. The thing about, you know, you look at, like, you know, this group, or you look at, like, Broken Lizard, or, you know, Monty Python to an extent, or, you know, they put out better films, but you look at all these, like,
think of earlier.
Yeah. Trailer Park Boys, all these groups that come in. There was one that had Donald Glover in it. He was in he was in some kind of comedy troupe or whatever. When they release things, usually they're for the fans. Usually they're meant for, you know, people that are very much into these groups or, you know, troops or whatever. But you know what? If it's original, if it's funny, if it's fun, whatever it is, I'll watch it, because they honestly earned their place to make whatever they want. And unfortunately, this is their last thing. But, you know, this will probably be pretty popular. If it ends up being cult, you know, it is what it is. But I think it sounds like a fun premise, to be fairly honest.
Yeah. And with their brand of comedy, I think it'll be. I've never seen them do animated stuff, but I mean, it's their brand of comedy still. So I am looking forward to that. And while it's unfortunate that more died, I think it's, you know, it's good. It's a bittersweet ending to it all. At least they get to have that goodbye. They get to say, you know, that you know, the ship gets to sail in somewhat of a positive way, because that is unfortunate. He died at such a young age, and it's such a way too. It sucks, but hey. Whitest Kids You Know fans out there, you're going to get a little bit more of it coming real soon. He said that they're going to wrap in about a month from this. Okay. So we should see this movie at some point within, I would think, in the next year. It's animated. When he says wrap, I assume on an animated film, I guess that means finish animating it. So everything's recorded already, all the lines. So we're going to get a little bit more of it. Are you a Whitest Kids You Know fan? Are you happy and or sad to hear this news? Let us know in the comments below what you think. And if you haven't seen the Whitest Kids You Know, please, Jesus Christ, just go to YouTube right here where you are right now. Type in Whitest Kids You Know and look up just any of their skits are great. But like I said, the Graper, and the Abraham Lincoln, how Abraham Lincoln actually died. That they are, man. That is like top tier comedy right there. That is the best shit. You will laugh your ever living ass off if you have a sense of humor. Or you might be offended. Who knows?